Thank you so much. It is an amazing honor to be here. I don't think I've ever been anywhere with this many people, let alone been in front of them. So this is just extraordinary view from up here. I wish each of you could see it. I want to follow Charlotte's inspirational talk with some numbers. But I'm not going to share with you the numbers that we all see, the depressing numbers. I hope that you find these as inspirational as I did when I was putting them together. In 2010, 104 million women managed and grew new business ventures. 52% of the world's population this represented, and they drove 84% of global GDP. Women. This is amazing. These are amazing numbers. These 187 million women, which are represented by many of you in this room, exemplify the contribution to entrepreneurship and business. In the US alone, women own more than 10 million firms, employ 13 million people, and have generated sales well over $1 trillion, approaching $2 trillion. This is not insignificant by any stretch of the imagination. So one thing that I would like to do is to propose a challenge. And my challenge is, yes, Sheryl Sandberg, we are ambitious. I don't believe that women are not ambitious. And when we look at the numbers, our research shows that 80% of women in their organizations aspire to move to the next level, and 41% that have been there for several years aspire to the C-suite. Those are extraordinary numbers. Not to mention 72% of entrepreneurs are doing it based on opportunity, not necessity. So we know that women make a real difference. Two things of note. Companies that have women on executive committees are higher performing financially. We surveyed 300 global companies with women on executive committees and not, and their financial results improve. If this isn't enough, recently, researchers at Carnegie Mellon and MIT conducted some research to understand what makes a team more intelligent. Is it if I get more smart people on that team and everybody is smart, the team will be smarter? No, that does not drive collective intelligence of a team. The only thing that drove increased collective intelligence was adding more women. All right? So we started to ask questions around those women who are successful and have achieved their objectives. What makes them successful? Here's what they told us. Grit and resilience. This is not surprising. I don't think I've ever met a woman that doesn't have grit and resilience. Second is work ethic, results orientation, team leadership, and persistent feedback. Asking for it, acting on it, and receiving it over and over again. What makes these women unique is they believe they're making a difference, they turn adversity into learning, they build relationships, more and more is always better, they continuously go outside their comfort zone, and they generate their energy from loving the work that they do. And they do all of this, as many of you do, and us in the room, with multiple careers. As of today, 74% of working women are primary caregivers, 63% are primary breadwinners, and 51% are primary breadwinners and primary caregivers. And these numbers continue to rise, not surprisingly. So while over 70% of US corporations believe that gender diversity is important and then there is a case for it, there's no question that more progress is needed, for sure. However, we have many small victories to celebrate. These companies are led by women. They're leading global companies. There are many more that aren't on this list, but this is an amazing starting list. These startups were created, developed, and are owned and grown by women. Again, seeing impact in the entrepreneurial community. And these prestigious universities are led or have been led by women very recently. So this is a lot to be proud of, and there's no question that more needs to be done, but we would argue that this is a great starting point. And so today, one of the things that I'd like to talk about is one of the things I think all of you have in common. There's many things that we have in common, and there's many differences that we share in this room. One is that I believe all of us are entrepreneurs. You may work in large companies and small companies. You may be working from home. You may be having a startup. You may be a teacher. You may be in the social sector. You may be in the public sector. But we are fundamentally entrepreneurs at heart. And what that means is you start with the premise of who am I? And this is what Charlotte talked about. This is by far the hardest question to answer. Who am I? What do I stand for? What am I passionate about? After we answer this question, what entrepreneurs do is they say, what do I know? What is my expertise, my experience? What do I have that is different than everybody else? And lastly, whom do I know? Who is my network? Who can help me? What can they do? These three questions we have done a ton of research at Babson College with, and have found that this foundation drives entrepreneurship of all kinds, regardless of what you would like to do and what your aspiration is. One of the things that we feel very strongly about is that while more progress is needed, increasing the number of CEOs in companies is only one metric of our success. Our success is determined by us setting our goals and making sure that we achieve them. And not everyone wants the same thing. And we have all had good bosses, women that are bad bosses, women that are good friends, women that are not so good friends. We've probably seen it all. But let's not be the enemy. And so my challenge to all of us today in this room is there are 8,000, maybe more, I can't even tell how many people are in this room. But let's assume conservatively that each of you is connected to 30 other women, whether it be your family, your friends, your coworkers, etc. Let's assume conservatively that those women are connected to another 25. So with 1 degree of separation from the people in this room, we reach 6 million women. With ease, not even trying very hard. And so my challenge to myself and to all of us is, what will we do next, and what will you do next? Because we can drive this change faster than anybody else and than any other generation, even just of the people that we are connected with today. And so when you think about what we can do, just think about 6 million as the number of the small things that you may do and the impact that that may have. So thank you very much, and enjoy this amazing conference.